Welcome to Wild Coffee Homestead. Today we're going to share with you 4 reasons we use cover crops. Today the summer harvest is about over. We're about ready to harvest our peas, and these peas are our cover crop. The trellis that these peas are on is actually the trellis for our tomatoes. We did a thing called succession gardening. We planted our tomatoes, and after they were well established, we planted peas. And we did that for a particular reason, actually 4 reasons. So today I want to share with you what those are. Number 4 reason we use cover crops, biodiversity. We want in our garden, our orchard, and our vineyard diversity. We don't want monocrops. So biodiversity is number 4. Number three reason we use cover crops, insects and pollinators. Cover crops flower, and those flowers bring in beneficial insects. They bring in beneficial pollinators. So number 3 reason is insects and pollinators. The number 2 reason we use cover crops, and the way we choose our cover crops, is that we have a harvest there as well. We eat our peas. We can eat them green, we can let them dry and eat them as a dried pea, but we choose cover crops that have a secondary purpose. The secondary purpose being they're edible. We eat our cover crops. And the number 1 reason, the reason that we're most motivated in putting cover crops in place, is soil building. 2 ways a cover crop can build soil, and the reason we choose something like a legume, a pea, as a cover crop, it adds nitrogen to the soil. There's a symbiotic relationship between the legume family of plants and the soil. Those little nodules, when you pull the plant out of the ground, you'll see those little nodules. Those nodules are the pockets of nitrogen. The legume doesn't need the nitrogen. That nitrogen goes into the soil. But there's another way you can use a nitrogen fixing plant, and that's in the mulching of the plant, the chop and drop. We're about ready to harvest these today. We're going to harvest the peas. We don't want these peas to hit the ground and start new peas. We want to control our cover crop. So we let this one go to pea because we're eating it. But then we're going to chop and drop the vines, the leaves. We're going to terminate the cover crop. That's what that's called. We're going to terminate them and then place those in places around trees and shrubs that need to have that nitrogen, and that'll add back into the soil. So we did this as a succession planting by having our tomatoes here, which is a heavy feeder. We planted the peas close to the base of those tomatoes so that they would start fixing the nitrogen as they developed. And it was almost, as soon as the tomatoes were spent, those peas were taking off. So one of the things you can do is strategize your succession planting. Experiment with what you choose based on what you enjoy eating. If you enjoy eating peas, then plant peas. If you enjoy eating something else that could do the same thing, figure that out, test that. What we're noticing as we're in this space, we have these frogs, and they're beneficial as well. Lonnie just took off a pea, and on that pea we had the famous love bugs that we find in Florida, but there's also a ladybug there. So the beneficials are here. The beneficials are here. And if something doesn't watch it, this guy right here is going to eat them. And I'm not sure why. He's not afraid of me. He hasn't heard I have a vivacious appetite and I might eat a frog. Not really. Family's all together. All of us are here. Dulcie's doing much better, so I think we're on our way. And we're glad you're here with us. For whatever reason you use cover crop, it could be different than ours, but these are the reasons we use it. In the comments today, why don't you let us know if you've experimented with cover crops and how you use them, and maybe another reason you might find it helpful in your context. Maybe it's soil erosion. There's all kinds of reasons. So just let us know in the comments so we can journey this journey together and learn from one another, and thank you for being a part of our family today. you're enjoying this journey, we sure invite you to hit subscribe and click that notification bell. That helps us out, and it also lets you know when we produce another video for you. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Are you excited inside, Charlotte? Are you excited inside?
He's just a teddy bear.
Just a throw rug with a heartbeat. Just a throw rug with a heartbeat.